If you got minnows, I like to use anywhere from 4 to 6 pound test on the crappies. If you got minnows, you can just use a regular hook and tie it off with a bobber. Let the minnow swim down. The crappie will hit it every time. If you want to weight the minnow, you can use our little jig heads out of the bluegill box, which you can get at fishingmechanics.com. And just tie this right onto the line and put your minnow on it in a bobber. So also with these jig heads, sometimes they get a little bit too much paint on them. So you got to use the hook to open up the eyelet so you can put your fishing line in there. But with the jig heads, you can also get these little tubes right here. If you don't have time to go to a bait shop, they're little mini tubes. And you can just put the jigs and the tubes and a bobber in your back pocket and you can go. And you take this little jig head. Now I split it. Oops. You shove it inside that tube like that. Make sure all the tentacles are hanging out. And then you push the eyelet through. Right like that. Right through the rubber. And then you take your line, go right through that. Tie it off with a improved clinch. And then I always like these easy clip-on. They're just what my clippers. I like these little thill bobbers. They got a little weight on them to keep them standing up, and you can just pull down the spring, wrap it around your line, and adjust it accordingly. And you just let that little thing swim down there, right underneath the bobber, and a crappie will come up and hit it. Or we could just use a regular jig head or a hook. So we're going to do a little bit of both today. We got some minnows, so we're going to try some live bait. And we're going to try some artificial bait. So we're going to rig this one up for live bait. We're just going to tie a little jig head on there. We're going to take a little minnow. We're going to hook them right up through here. And just let him dangle out underneath a bobber. We're going to float him out and see if we can get some crappies today. You just put the bobber up here, clip it on, and you're ready to go.